All right, everybody, welcome back to another episode of One More Round, the show where I ask people from around Overwatch Esports if they're down to play one round of Overwatch, where I ask them a round of questions. Today's guest is Hero. Holy shit, goddamn it. Today's guest is WAY2THANUS Tank. Hero, man, thank you so much for joining me.
Thank you for having me.
It's awesome to have you here. But I'm going to start off with the first question I normally ask all my guests here. When did you get into playing Overwatch? Was it the start? Was it, say, COVID time? Was it somewhere in between there?
So I started playing when I was 10 years old back in 2017. I think it was Overwatch 1 Season 6. And I play on like my 20 FPS laptop, so.
Dear God, you make me feel old. You make me feel old. I'm turning 28 in less than a week.
Oh my god.
But so you've been around now basically since the start, or about a year into it at that point, right there. When you first got in, what was like your main role? Was it tank that you kind of know for now, or were you just kind of playing anything that you were having fun with?
Okay, I'm pretty sure I was a Zen one trick. But I think I also I don't know, I played like all roles. I remember playing some D.Va, some Junkrat. But I think it was mostly Zen, yeah.
So throughout the entirety of Overwatch, as being an old Zen one trick, would you say Zen is still like your favorite hero, or has it shifted since then?
But yeah, definitely not. I kind of just play off tanks now, like Sigma, D.Va, Zarya. But I can play like pretty much any tank, really.
Nice. And right now you're on WAY2THANUS here, a team that came up from Expert last season into Master this season, and so far off to a really good start. 4-7 with the victory over the Fallen in your last game. Like, is there any pressure on you guys as a team that came up from Expert last year to perform good in Master this season?
Well, I guess I wasn't really with them last season for like when they were in Expert League, but I definitely think we are like the underdogs. Like everyone kind of ranked us low in their power rankings, and I guess that is fair because we have like a lot of up and coming talent. I really do think like people don't realize how good we really are. Like this team made some like upgrades. Like we got like a flex EPS that can play more than just like Junkrat and like Pharah, which is kind of like what they were like having to play last season. You know, we got like a different flex support. We got like I joined their team like alongside Chain, so there's a bit more flexibility with like the tank role. So I really do think like people think we're a lot worse than we actually are. So I'm excited to prove them wrong.
Yeah, and again, I've been able to cover you guys, I believe, twice now already this season, and every time I've watched you guys have really impressed with how you guys have played. It doesn't seem like the entirety of your team is just coming up from Expert tier. But I actually want to talk about you and Chain here for a moment. Like, having that second tank there, especially as a tank player, does it take a lot of pressure off you not to have to kind of focus on practicing all the tanks and being able to just kind of focus on what you have to just be ready for?
Oh yeah, for sure. Like sometimes, depending on the meta, I'm kind of forced to like learn some like tanks that I'm not really comfortable on and that like don't really, I guess, fit me as a player. So having Chain to just like be able to like learn those tanks, and I can just focus on like what I'm comfortable on, which would be like the off tanks, like I mentioned. It just like it takes a lot of pressure off my shoulders.
Yeah. And now just kind of getting away from that here. I mean, again, you already kind of told me you're a lot younger than I am here, but still, what outside of Overwatch, like what would you kind of say is like your biggest passion or something that you really want to do or really enjoy doing?
Outside of Overwatch?
Yeah.
So right now I'm in university. I'm studying biochemistry, and that's something I'm like also passionate about. And I guess like my like goal with that would be to like finish my degree, maybe like a master's, and then look to like work in like a lab, maybe like do research. So I think that would be like my second passion alongside Overwatch.
I mean, that sounds incredible, dude. Like, I mean, I'm gonna say definitely smarter than me. Definitely a lot smarter than me. There. But university, do you play? I have to imagine esports team at your university.
We do have an esports team. I actually was playing with them last year, but I kind of chosen to step down. Just because they're not like too competitive. Like it's more of like a for fun team, and it kind of feels like there's not really much of a benefit for me to stay with them, and they're all kind of like cool with me stepping down. So like starting next year, I won't be playing with them.
Oh, well, I mean, it's nice that they understand, because I feel like especially sometimes when teams find really good players, it's always like something where they might hold like a vendetta against some of those players that just decide to go do something else.
Yeah, for sure.
But I mean, outside of Overwatch, like I asked this question to my last guest, like what other games do you play here? Do you play other multiplayer games, or do you kind of just focus on games where you can just have a lot of fun with?
Honestly, right now, like I mostly just play Overwatch. Like I had a phase where I was playing Deadlock, but I guess I kind of got bored of that pretty quickly. Sometimes maybe I just like play horror games with my friends. But definitely like I like play Overwatch by far the most out of any game. So I'm kind of addicted to the game.
Trust me, I've been the same way for a decade now. Like I think.
No, me too, though.
Funny enough, I think the only time that I've ever actually like kind of fallen out of like playing this game consistently was, funny enough, GOATs.
Yeah, I was like silver back in GOATs, so
I'm
I have
gonna
weird
be
memories from that time.
I'm gonna be honest. It was only like 2 years ago where I finally got out of gold. It's why I'm a caster.
Hey, we all start somewhere, like, you know.
Yeah, but I mean, throughout this year, you've been on a lot of teams. From what I've been able to see, I mean, I got to cast you a little bit 2 weekends ago, and last weekend a part of the Gold Cup, or yeah, the Gold Cup here. And a part of all the teams that you've been a part here so far, which has necessarily been like your favorite team to be a part of?
So like out of every team I've like played on.
Yeah.
Honestly, I might have to go with my current team, just because it feels like we're all just like one big like friend group, and like after like even if, like, after like a tough loss or like a bad scrim, like there's no hard feelings. Like everyone kind of just like stays in the VC and like hangs out, maybe plays ranked, like cracks some jokes. So honestly, like the vibe is just like has really been good so far. So I'd have to go with my current team.
Nice. And I mean, it's always interesting to hear how, because I asked my last guest about roster mania, especially with WAY2THANUS getting, you know, both you and Shane through. I'm not necessarily going to say roster mania, but you guys got picked up by them. What was that kind of like for you? Like, I imagine you put out like a looking for team thing, but what was it like to be picked up by a team that was in Masters tier?
So I guess like you mentioned roster mania, I feel like roster mania kind of really did affect me. Like during this like preseason, like I knew there was like a lot of like roster changes happening between other teams, and like definitely like the team I was on last season, the Fallen, like was part of that. Plus like some other teams I was trialing for, it kind of felt really messy, and I wasn't really sure if I was even gonna have a team for next season. But Shane like messaged me and like he offered to like split playtime with me, because that's something that we've done before in the past and something we've like talked about in the past few months. And like at first I was a bit like hesitant, just knowing like this team came from like Expert League. Like I'm not really sure, like I wasn't really sure if it was kind of like the environment I was looking for. But after playing like a couple times with them, I kind of realized like wait, these guys are actually really good, and like they're all my friends, so again, like it's just really fun to hang out with them. And eventually I just realized like this would be like my the best place for me to go to. So like I like message Shane, I'm like I'm down to join you guys, and that's where I am now.
And I mean, you talk about Shane a lot here. I would imagine Shane has to be up there with one of your favorite teammates that you ever had. Is he your favorite teammate?
Ooh, I mean, it's hard to pick favorites, because you know everyone on this team is like my friends, but I think Shane is like the longest friend I've had on this team, because I met him back in like 2024 when we played in a GOATS tourney together. So he's definitely like my longest time friend in this team. But it's hard. It really is hard to pick a favorite.
Yeah, that's perfectly understandable, man. And I always feel like in that kind of situation, you never necessarily want to have like it be taken the wrong way when you say that you're someone's favorite or someone else is your favorite teammate.
Yeah, for sure.
But let me ask you this: what one thing here would you change about Overwatch?
Um, Honestly, I think I'd have to go with like the default that all tanks say, which is just like bring back 66,
Hmm.
because
Ooh.
that was like when I first got GM. It was 2021 in Overwatch 1,
Hmm.
and it was probably my favorite era of Overwatch. And even though like 5v5 definitely has its benefits, I think I still would prefer 66. So that would be what I would change about this game.
Ooh, you're the first person who's had that kind of opinion on this show, and that was one question I was going to end up asking you here if the game went on a little bit longer here. But hey, that is the game, Hero. Thank you so much, man. I'll make sure to give you all the shout outs in the description and the thumb card here at the end. Again, thank you so much, and thank you everyone for watching. Make sure you tune in next time for another episode of One More Round. Until then, hope you have a great week, and see you then.